Alright guys, this will be episode 3. Like I said, I intended to do episode 3 on Friday, which is today, so here we are. I'll probably do episode 4 on Sunday. So yeah. Alright, Whip wants a banana, so we'll buy a banana. Now, I did do some gameplay off screen, but it was just going through paths that I haven't gone through. It wasn't anything to progress the game. Now, I think what we do next is go to the castle. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna show an outing with me and Taru. I'll show the cafe. Think of it like the Papa's Smokery at Green, Ethan. And yeah, I'm sorry if the camera is slightly slanted. I don't have any professional filming equipment, so I just kind of use my camera and like use my Xbox controller as a stand. I know, it's weird. And then if you ever notice like a white box looking thing, I use a stack of paper so I can so my camera, my Xbox controller that I'm using as a camera stand and my camera won't be too low, so I kind of use it to kind of adjust the height a little bit. Ooh, we're at 8. Not bad. Yeah, most people hate those cocoa balls or whatever they're... Choco balls, cocoa balls. Yep, the castle. I was right. I'm just gonna use the default because I'm lazy. I can't really think of rules. So yeah, I had a pretty good day today. I had Wendy's for lunch, and remember the charger situation I talked about in my last episode where my charger was getting worn out? Well, earlier today my dad found an extra one that we've never even used. It was an extra long charger that he bought along with the other long chargers. So now I have a brand new charger, and my dad didn't even have to buy another one because he had already bought it earlier on. So that's good. And I noticed Dale, Dale Susier, the man, he commented on my commentary. He enjoyed it. And he suggested that I do his being shy rant for episode 2. So I'm probably gonna be doing his being shy rant for episode 2. because I have similar issues. I don't know if I would necessarily call it being shy, but I do have a little bit of social anxiety. Sometimes I'm afraid to talk to people because you never know what mood they're in. I have trouble with starting and keeping up conversations. Even if it's someone I know, like, unless it's like a really good friend of mine, then I probably won't have social anxiety. But if it's like someone I don't know, or even like an acquaintance, then yeah, I'm scared to talk to them because I'm scared of like what kind of mood they're in. I'm scared they're just gonna ignore me. It's happened before. So yeah, I have a little bit of a social anxiety. Part of it is probably because of my autism spectrum disorder. Part of it is probably because of what would have dealt with in the past. So yeah. So I'll be talking a little bit about that when I do that commentary. I didn't want to give other ranters a turn, so I may, but I don't want to react to rants that are too long. But I do want to give other people a chance. I may react to one of, I think I'm gonna react to Steve's chicken casserole rant. Glad you drank it. She's beaming with strength. All right. I will probably, for episode 3 of my commentary series, I'll probably react to Steve's chicken casserole rant, because even though we have like chicken casserole is like different for both of us, like it's still disgusting. And I've like had like let's just say I've had kind of a traumatic experience with a kind of traumatic experience with it. So I'll talk more about that when I do episode 3. And I also plan to react to Dale's video where, the mind your own business video, the rant he did of people not minding their own business. I want to react to that because that is something that I definitely agree with and that I relate to on a spiritual level. All right. Sorry, horsey, but I need to get rid of this mole and mount it, and they can avoid mounted attacks. Instead of it activating, hold on, but yeah, oh my god, like, I cannot stand people who mind their own business. I did a rant about that on my, yeah, I think it was my other channel. I might redo that rant, plus that commentary, and I'll talk more about that. But yeah, anyway, back to the horse. I wish, instead of it activating randomly, like, you can basically use it whenever, but like, you can't just use it like every single time it's your turn. Like there has, like, you have to wait. Like, I wish there was like a cool-off system. You know how like some games, like mostly fighting games, they have like a cool-off system. And like where like when you use like a special attack or a special power, you have to wait until the cool-off meter fills in and for you to use it again. I wish the horse had something like that rather than it activating. randomly, because there might be times where you don't want the horse to activate, or when you just don't need the horse, and then there might be times where you want the horse to activate, but it doesn't. So yeah, I wish instead of it being random, it had like a cool-off system. I'm sorry if I couldn't explain that very well. Uh, 1G. Even though that I'm only gonna be a mage for Greenhorn, I still like I mentioned, and I think it was either the last episode or the first episode, or the first or second episode. But I still like to give my even if I'm like even if I'm like in Greenhorn or next door with a temporary job, I still like to buy better equipment for her. Otherwise, because if I don't, she'll be completely defenseless against the more powerful enemies and the bosses. Like, of course, when we defeat the king, the boss for the king's face, I forgot what it was, and then like the Iron General. But yeah, I honestly forgot what species of monster we fight for the king's face, but I know like for the princess, it's gonna be like a general or whatever. But yeah, that's why I like to at least get her a couple of new equipment so she can be more powerful against the bosses. Oh, the Arid Frontier, or whatever it's called. Yep, Arid Frontier. If you play Miitopia, you all know what happens when you go into the Arid Frontier for the first time. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I love this game. But it could use some improvements. Like what I just talked about, like the horse system can be improved a little bit. Instead of it activating normally, you can choose to. You can choose when to use it, but after you use it, you have to like wait for it to like cool down or something. Ooh, and that actually gives an idea. That gives me an idea for, I guess you can say, an upgrade, an improvement, an assist. I don't know what you would call this, but like the cooldown system will get faster. Like it will be upgraded, I guess you can say, into a faster cooldown system as you upgrade your horse. Like for example, like it will go from 2 minutes to 30 seconds, or 2 minutes to 1 minute. Like when you reach level 33, then it'll go from 1 minute to 45 seconds when you get to level 66, and then it will go from 45 seconds to 30 seconds when you get to level 99. Something like that. I don't know, that's just an example of how a call-off system would work. And then, of course, we have sickness and wrong purchases, the two worst features in the game. People use, for the sickness feature, people use the argument, well, the game is trying to encourage you to use other teammates. I don't know. I just find that I just find that excuse invalid. Find that argument invalid. If people want to switch their teammates, they will do it on their own. Even when, now, sickness doesn't happen until you defeat the Dark Lord, and then, like, when you defeat the Darker Lord, which is, like, the main ending of the game, then the main hero can get sick, which is really stupid. But the thing is though, like, even after you defeat the Darker Lord, there's still post-game stuff. Thank God. I was worried I would get screwed over with the wrong purchase. But anyway, there's post-game stuff to do. So I don't know why they implemented sickness when there's still post-game stuff to do, and probably, like, especially if you're trying to 100% the game, because then there's even a lot more to do. Hell, I'm still missing monsters on my main file. I know I am missing the Wind Queen. I don't know the other ones, but one of them I am missing is the Wind Queen. It's like one of the goddess variants, but it's like a green. You know, like the blue goddess, the dark queen, they blow ice, and then the angry queen blows fire, and then, like, the wind queen blows wind. I'm not really sure how that works. Like, I hope she doesn't blow your teammates away. I hope it's just like her elements. Like, for example, the blue goddesses and the dark queen has ice. The angry queen has fire. So hopefully wind is just like her element or whatever. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. They didn't think about how people are still gonna use their main teammates probably until after the Tower of Despair, or even way after, until they get all of the medals. They didn't think about those things. And sometimes it can be a pain in the ass to get your Miis better, Sometimes it takes multiple battles, and it keeps getting harder until your Mii gets to level 40. It takes more EXP until your Mii gets to 40, then it's like the max requirement. Oh boy. Stop fighting, children. But yeah, if they wanted to put sickness in the game, they should have at least implemented it better. Sorry, can't speak. Because like I just do not like that argument. I don't like and it encouraged you to switch teammates argument. People should do that by choice, alright? People shouldn't have to do that by force. Most of us are gonna switch teammates around at our own accord. We don't need to have one of our active teammates get sick. Well, it's not always an active teammate that gets sick, but you know what I mean. I'm just giving an example of when it's really frustrating. We don't need an active teammate to get sick for us to switch our teammates around. Most of us are going to do that on our own. And even if not, like, if people just want to use the same 4 teammates or whatever, then that's their choice. Sky, you like the night sky, and you like the stars and the moon. So you can do it. Oh no. Fuck. My god, these banshees are so annoying. Yes, thank you, Wippa. So yeah. Another way they could have implemented the sickness feature better is... Yes, thank you, Taru. Is by having medicine be in the game. Like, whether you get it from an enemy or from, like, I don't know, a shop. I don't know, but it's just something that's very poorly executed. And don't even get me started on the wrong purchases. I don't know why the wrong purchases exist. I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking. I think they just wanted to troll us and piss us off with it. But it serves zero purpose whatsoever. No! Goodness gracious. Yes, I don't even know what's more powerful, the banshees or the poison moths. I can't wait until I unlock Snort. I need to unlock Snort so I can, like, attack all the enemies at once. But yeah, I don't even know what to say about the wrong purchase feature. It's just something to troll everyone. They should have added a proper shop system. Hell, not just for equipment, but for other stuff too, including candies and bananas. Outing tickets, gaming tickets, certain grub that's really high quality. They could have had all those things with a proper shop system. And that too, I hate it when it asks you to keep playing, or when it asks you if you want to keep playing. You don't have to ask for people to keep playing. They're gonna stop on their own. All right. Okay, thank you for not fucking up. Okay, thank you. Your star robe is your permanent one, so I'll just equip the stats. Alright, I don't even have enough money to buy that, so I'll just buy a banana. We know how much my Miis love bananas. Oh, alright. Whippa, you get some new armor as well. Hell, a lot of the times, even when the roulette wheel is very favorably supposed to land on the yellow, a lot of the times it will still give you the gray part. It's like this game purposely tries to shove bananas down your throat. Bananas and candies. Now, don't get me wrong. It's good to have them, but there's a time and a way to get them. If I already have 100 billion bananas and 2 million candies. And then my Miis are misbuying, then yes, that's gonna piss me off. But if my Miis just want to buy the bananas and I only have a few anyway, then that's good. That could actually be the reason why it forces you to make a choice with those two levers. You know those lever events where you'll get a boulder and a banana? The reason it forces you to do it is probably because of a banana. It'll give you a banana or a candy. And that's not even what pisses me off about it. What pisses me off about it is that you have to risk getting smashed by a boulder and it take half your HP. Like, why can't you just opt out of that? The banana and candy is actually a freaking blessing in that circumstance. I just don't want to risk getting hit by a boulder. Because believe me, it takes away a lot of HP. Now, this isn't really a complaint. this is just something I think would be awesome. But you know how you can change the color of the clothes? I wish you can also change the color of the... Oh, it's a golem. That's right. Durr. Anyway. Yeah. Like, you can change the color of the clothes. I wish you could also do that to the weapons. I think that would be awesome. For example, like, let's say there's like a weapon you really like, but maybe you want it to be in a different color. That feature would be awesome for that. For example, like with the flower job, my favorite weapon is the Sapphire Bouquet. That's my favorite weapon out of the flower job. Now, I like the color blue, don't get me wrong, but I think it would be even better if there was like a pink variant of the Sapphire Bouquet. I can be like holding a bouquet of pink flowers. But yeah, just something I think would be awesome. Now, this is debatable, but this is kind of controversial. Some people agree with it, some people don't. But I think it would be awesome if you can control all your teammates. Or at least have like the ability to. For like there can be like 3 options. There could be like an option to only control your main teammate. There can be an option to control all of them, and there can be an option to just have as pure AI. Kind of like the 2. We actually have 2 of those options. We have the being able to control our main, and we have like pure AI. It would be awesome if we were able to control all of them. Or at least the option to. Like I said, if it's just like an option and not like forced, like if you can, like if there was still an option to control only the main teammate, then I don't get why people would disagree with that. Why would you disagree with something that... Why would you disagree with like having a choice? For example, like let's say you prefer to just have the main character as the option. I don't see how you would disagree with having the choice to have like being able to control all the characters. Now, if it was like a forced thing where you didn't have a choice, then yeah, that's different. Then that's understandable why people would disagree. But if there's like different choices of how to like on who to control and whatnot, then I don't get why people would disagree when they still have their preference available. I don't know. It's just something I've never gotten. I'm not gonna give any examples, but I just don't get why people disagree with choices being available and like veins being optional. You can still have veins a certain way. It's just that you don't have to do it. Just because you may want to do a certain vein, that doesn't mean other people have to do it. But yeah, just my 2 cents on the whole vein. And I know I talked about this in the last episode, but I wish the spare quirk was executed a little more differently. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand why it exists, because sometimes even monsters need love, alright guys? Even monsters need love, and this includes the Red Fiend. So I can understand why it exists. Because sometimes, sometimes spare fails, but still. Sometimes even monsters just need love and sympathy, and successful successful spares shows that. But I actually have 3 issues with the spare quirk, particularly being successful, but one of them is just a personal vein I have. It doesn't really have to do with the game. It doesn't really have to do with the game execution. But I'll talk about it too, because why not? After I talk about the 2 main issues I have with it. One of the main issues I have with it is you don't get that stuff. You don't get that money. You don't get that grub. You don't get that EXP. Yes! Hold on, let's see here. And, like, that can suck because you could spare, like, a really good enemy that can give, like, a lot of money or good grub. But if it gets spared, you're fucked. You're not going to get that money or grub or EXP. The snurps are the best example of this because, like, the very rare snurp gives the most amount of EXP per enemy, which is 20,000. Rich snurps give 20,000 G, like, money. I made a mistake in my last video. I accidentally said 30,000 G, but I think it's 20,000 G they give. And then the delicious snurps give really good snurp radish. And that can buff up all your stats. So those are the enemies you do not want to spare in that regard. When it comes to getting loot, the only enemy that it isn't a waste is the Red Fiend, because you do not get loot from defeating the tower enemies. So that's like he's like the only enemy you can spare without losing any loot. But there's still the other issue that can include the Red Fiend, and that is the monster record issue. If it's your first time defeating a monster, but it gets spared, it will not appear in your monster records. I remember how I was telling you guys I was doing an experiment on one of my playthroughs, which was the one that I had Orkia as a main member. Well, I actually finally completed that experiment yesterday. I was gonna do it as the mage job, but I decided to keep trying as a flower. And she was finally able to successfully spare him. And the good news is, you still get the 6th floor medal, but the Red Fiend will not appear in your monster journal. Aww. Like, why does it have to be like that? I don't know. As long as you encounter the monster, or at least win the battle, it should let the monster be in your journal, even if it's spared. Now, let's say if you lose, which you cannot even do in a Tower of, or you can't leave the Tower of Despair. You can lose it, but not leave it. But I'm just saying this as general statements for now. General statements for now that applies to all of the non-boss enemies. Let's say you lose a battle or you leave a battle. Then I can understand why in the enemies, like in any new enemies that you haven't defeated, not get in your monster records. If, like, let's say there's like 2 great harpies and you do defeat one of them before leaving or losing, then it should appear in your monster records. But if like neither of them gets defeated, then I can understand why it not appearing in your monster records if you leave the battle or lose the battle. But as long as you win the battle, I think the monster should appear in your records, even if it's spared. I don't understand why you have to actually defeat it. Like, why can't spares count? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know who the monster is. You know what the monster looks like, and you know like the name of this monster or the name of the species or whatever, so it should still appear in your journal. I remember someone said that one of their Miis spared the Red Fiend their first time and they had to go through it again. I'm guessing they were trying to 100% the game. If you're not planning to 100% the game, then it may not matter. But if you're like, if you're trying to 100% the game, or just like that one person that I just mentioned, then yeah, it could be a bit of a problem. Now, the other reason, like I said, it's just a personal thought of mine. It doesn't really have to do with the game can't really do anything to improve that, but the third problem I have with successful spares is sometimes you just want to do things normally. You don't want to feel like you cheated or anything. You just want to do things normally. So yeah, that's the other issue I have with it. Again, that's not really something that the game can improve. That's just a personal opinion of mine. But at the same time, I get it. Monsters need love too. Like, I feel like a lot of the monsters in this game are misunderstood, especially the Red Fiend. But yeah, I have mixed feelings on the Spare Quirk, guys. Alright? I have so many mixed feelings about the Spare Quirk. I could honestly write a book about my experiences with the Spare Quirk. That's how that's how much it has affected my gameplay experience, I guess you can say. The pros of the Spare Quirk showing a monster love, like or pros of a successful spare, I should say. Showing the monster love, it showing and then the monster thanking you and leaving the battle. That's one of the pros. The other pro is like sometimes enemies are just too powerful, because sometimes the Spare Quirk can be relieving if there's a certain enemy you don't want to deal with. So the Spare Quirk can be helpful for that. But the cons, like I mentioned, not getting the loot. When I say loot, I just mean money, EXP, and Grub collectively. So when I say loot, I mean all of those three things, just in general. And then and this one only applies to if it's your first time, but encountering the monster, but if you spare the monster that you encountered for the first time, a monster that you've encountered for the first time, you have to you have to go back and actually defeat it for it to appear in your monster records. Yeah. For the remainder of this episode, I will probably talk about some of the future things I plan to discuss and other future episodes. Although I only have a couple of things right now, but I'll think of more. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to talk about them, so I don't run out of things to talk about, and then just me be silent for the rest of the episode. So I'll wait a little bit. But yeah, guys, just my take on the Spare Quirk. I really wish Kind had a personality, a quirk. That, like, it's like a double help quirk. Like, it's similar to, like, the again quirk, or like the get serious quirk, or like the warm up quirk, but it only activates for, like, you know, healing and restoring MP. You can, like, do double the healing or restore double the amount of MP. Yeah, Marion, you deserve to be with Sunny, not that Jace freak. Yonder Kingdom. Oh, yep, alright. The Arid Frontier. If you've played this game before, you know what's about to happen, but if not, then you're in for a surprise. So yeah. Like I said, I plan to do more commentary videos. I will do another Papa Louie video very soon. I've been slacking with that. I will probably, not definitely, but probably do Papa's Posteria next. I'll probably play that next. And then I'll probably do another in real life live stream pretty soon. Actually, I'm gonna wait to do an in real life live stream. I want Ash to get back from vacation. So it's gonna at least be a little bit longer before I do one. I'm honestly not sure when he gets back, because, like, first he said it's gonna be through the 13th, then he said through the 12th. So he could get back on Sunday, he could get back on Monday. I'm still not 100% sure. Plus, sometimes when people say the vacation will be through the so-and-so and through the 12th, like, sometimes that means they're gonna be on vacation on the 12th, but sometimes that means they're gonna come back on the 12th. So that can also mean different things too. But yeah, I'll wait to do an in real life live stream because I want Ash to. Be a part of it. Of course, I want you to be a part of it too, Green Ethan, but I know your situation right now. You don't have a YouTube channel yet. But when you do get your new oh, here we go. When you do get your new when you do get a YouTube channel again later on, believe me, I will be looking forward to you being a part of my live streams again. You can be a part of my in real life ones and my gaming ones, which you can still watch my gaming ones. It's just my in real life live stream is are private or unlisted for safety reasons. that I talked about in the last episode. But just let me know if you would still like to watch them. I'll send you the links on Wattpad in our personal messages. And I'm also looking forward to you doing live streams. I'm looking forward to you doing the Origami King playthrough, because I remember you told me, like, earlier this year, like back in January, and even before then, that you were planning to do a Let's Play on that, and you told me a couple of days ago that you were still planning on it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to your Papa Louie live streams if you're going to be doing those, because I miss watching those so much. They were so much fun to watch. I had such a good time participating in those. Oh, this is the worst aspect of the quarrels, is the distracted. So the distracted me's take more damage. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and like, especially Miitopia. I'm definitely oh boy. If you do play Miitopia again, which I hope you do, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Alright. We'll start with Taru. So yeah, I cannot wait until you get a new YouTube channel, Ethan. I understand it won't be for a while, but man, I am looking forward to it. You can also do, like, tribute videos and edit videos again like you did on your other channels. I remember the Redonna tribute. I remember the Scarice tribute. Good times, good times. You could do more, and you can do tributes of Tavin, you and Taru. I don't really know how to pronounce the ship name, but you can do edits of you and Taru. You can do edits of Boomer and Felicia. You can do edits of Karen and Margaret. I'm looking forward to having I'm looking forward to all that again. And look at it this way. You're gonna turn 15 this year, I believe. You're gonna turn 15 in December. And then from there, you only have 3 more years of being a minor. Once you turn 18, it will be a lot easier. To interact with us and whatnot. And time flies by fast, so I trust that you're gonna turn 18 in no time. It's already been almost a year since all that chaos happened. So hopefully these next 3 years will go by fast. Plus, in these next 3 years, I should get a lot of stuff done in my personal life. So that should help it go by faster. My dad has been trying to get my guardianship done, or finding a guardianship lawyer that he's gonna take me to, but it's hard finding one in this town, unfortunately. But he is trying to get that done, and once that gets done, I'm gonna feel a lot better because that's probably gonna be one of the hardest things to get done for me, especially with the struggle of finding one in this town. So once that happens, I will feel a lot better. And then I'm gonna get an ID later on. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor later on and get, I think it'll just be like a fresh bill of health and a fresh like diagnosis, because I have like certain conditions like neurofibromatosis and autism spectrum disorder. So I'm gonna begin. I guess I'm not sure, but I'm probably gonna get an assessment on that, which I hope I do. Actually, it's good because when I was diagnosed, I couldn't even talk yet, I don't think. Or at least, like, I didn't have the mental capacity to get for like a thorough assessment. So that's actually something I want to do. Like, the whole checkup thing, I'm nervous about. But, like, the assessment for my condition, that's actually something I want to do. It'll feel good to get a proper assessment done, some questions answered. And then the program thing. My dad finally had an honest discussion with me. I think it was the day before yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday. He said, like, it wasn't because of, you know what. I don't like to talk about this because I know a lot of people don't like this to be mentioned, but even though the pandemic was kind of one of the reasons, the main reason was because he wanted me to, like, mature more. He wants to make sure I'm, like, mature enough and independent enough to go to these programs. So he said he's been waiting on that and said I have 1.5 to 2 years left. And he did say that I was, even if it's slow, I am maturing more and more. And he did tell me that, so that's good. But even if I do have a couple more years to go until I get into those, it's still gonna be nice to get my other stuff done. It will kill time. I'll have an ID. I'll probably have some money. I'll have a bank account. I can focus on writing, probably, which I really am thinking about becoming a writer. I'll talk more about this in a future episode. But I really am thinking about becoming a writer. Although I'm still not sure if I want to self-publish or hire a publisher. I'm still thinking about that. So I'll focus on that, and I'll probably have... Wait. I'm not sure how guardianship works entirely, I'm not sure if I'll be able to spend money freely, or if I'm gonna be extremely restricted or partially restricted. I'm still not sure about how that's gonna work out, but hopefully I'll be able to spend some money independently. That way, if there's something I want, I don't have to either wait until birthday or Christmas or ask my dad. I can just buy it independently. Some things I rather not ask my dad for. Some things I rather buy on my own. Like, for example, art commissions. That's something I rather buy on my own. So yeah, hopefully, even though having restrictions on my money is understandable, hopefully I'll have some freedom to buy certain things at certain times. That will be nice. I'm not sure when I'm going to end this. I'll probably end this in a few minutes because we're already getting to an hour and I don't want to make this too long. So I'll talk about some of my discussions I have planned. Then I'll get to a good stopping place, then I'll end it. So far, I only have 2 discussions planned. One of them is about having autism. I talked about this in season 2, episode 4, that unfinished playthrough. And I just enjoy talking about it, so I want to talk about it again and maybe even make it more in depth. The other thing I plan to talk about are dream jobs. I remember talking about dream jobs in a bakery video of mine. And I'll do it again for a Miitopia episode. So yeah. Ooh, I might talk about Thanksgiving in a future episode because Thanksgiving is coming in 13 days now. Today's the 11th, Thanksgiving's the 24th. Today's Friday, Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. So yep, just under 2 weeks. And this Let's Play should still be active by the time Thanksgiving gets around the corner. Like I said, I want this Let's Play to last, which is why I'm not doing episodes every day, so... yeah. I'm going to talk about that. Talk about Thanksgiving and just family reunions in a future episode. Even if by some off chance Thanksgiving is over, or Thanksgiving comes, or this Let's Play ends before Thanksgiving gets here, I will just choose a time to talk about it towards, like, the end. But more than likely, this Let's Play should still be active by the time Thanksgiving gets here. If not, then I'll just choose a later time to talk about it. Who knows, I might talk about other holidays too. I might just make it a holiday thing in general. Even though I'm already planning to do that for a video, but I don't care. I want stuff to talk about while I play these games. Because it can get boring, like when... sometimes it can be boring. Let's Plays can get boring when there's nothing to talk about, or at least watching them. I know when I watch my own Let's Plays, I prefer to have commentary for my own stuff even. So yeah. You know what? I'll go ahead and end this because number one, I'm running out of things to talk about, and number two, the shorter these are, the longer these Let's Plays will last. Now, I still want to make these at least an hour long, but that's another thing. If I make the episodes too long, then that's another thing that will make this Let's Play end too quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna keep them about an hour to an hour in an hour and a half at the most. So yeah, guys, I'll go ahead and end it now. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Bye.